So this is what I have so far. To get to this stage, from the bare wood, I used some green filler to fill in some of the green in the wood. There wasn't much because I think this is base wood. And then I sanded it down, taped up this binding, and I still have the tape in some of the cavities here. And then I started spraying. So this is just gloss black nitrocellulose lacquer spray from StewMac, and went through a whole can of that, which is probably 4 coats, and then I sanded that down, and then I have about 4 coats of gloss clear nitrocellulose lacquer. I have a few problems with some drips here. I don't know if you can see. I'll do some close-up shots so you can see that. And you may notice if I get the right light that this isn't completely like shiny and glossy. It's a little matte, and I think that's because I was spraying a bit too far. It's a bit better on the back, so you can see a bit more shine on the back. And the sides actually look really good. Especially at the top here, where maybe I was getting a bit closer at the top, so it's kind of a bit glossier. So now I'm at the stage where I'm going to experiment. I actually bought a random orbital sander. I don't have many power tools, so it's the first time I'm going to be using that, and I know it's going to be at the risk of sanding through the clear coat onto the paint. But I'm going to try just with 800 grit and then maybe go up to 1000 and 1200, 1500, just to see if I could make this a bit glossier. Depending on what happens, I might just clear coat on top of everything with a satin clear coat. Because even when I started this build, I didn't know whether I wanted to have a gloss finish or a satin finish. I just kind of wanted to see how it would go and where it would take me. So I'm going to try and sand through like some of these drips here and see what happens. All right, let's go. Okay, so I have sanded to 2000 grit, and I don't know if you can see in the light there, it's not as shiny as I was expecting. I didn't actually sand down the edges, so you can see the edges are way more glossy. Don't know if you can see there, but where I sanded the front and the back, starting with 800, then 1000, 1200, 1500, and then 2000, I guess I was expecting it to start getting shiny somehow, but instead it's this kind of matte-ish finish. It's very smooth, but not glossy at all. Whereas the edges there, it's pretty glossy and not quite as smooth because I haven't sanded it, but it's definitely shinier. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go and sand down the edges just so it's consistent all the way around. And then I have some of this, still a full can of this clear satin guitar lacquer that I got from StewMac. It's a color tone lacquer. I don't have any gloss left, so I guess I just have to go and make it a satin finish. So I'm gonna sand down the edges and then go over with it with a few coats of this. Okay, so here it is after I've done about 6 coats, leaving about 20 minutes in between for it to dry. And if I can look at it in the light, the back looks really good. It's pretty smooth, no drips that I can see. The front, I may have been spraying the front a bit too far because it doesn't look as smooth as the back. The sides look really good. The top looks good. I may have sanded down a bit too far on the edges because yeah, I can see through to the bare wood in just a few spots. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna post this video and I want you to tell me what I did wrong with the sanding. And what you think I should have done, because I wasn't getting a nice kind of shiny gloss. So I went over it with the satin clear coat. But yeah, tell me what you think. Tell me if I need to sand this after this dries, because it's looking pretty good, but I'm not sure if you're supposed to sand a satin clear coat. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I've been using the Guitar Builders group on Facebook, and that has been so helpful, just getting advice and getting some of my questions answered. I've done guitar builds before, but this is the first time I've actually painted one, and it's been a ton of fun, and I've been learning a lot. And all of this has just been kind of an experiment, just a way for me to learn for next time, because I think I'll probably be doing this more often. So yeah, let me know what you think my next step should be. Really appreciate any advice that you have. All right, good night for now.